What do you think? Okay, I'm sitting here with Stella, but there was one other thing I wanted to say. Hi puppy, my baby. So I have been like listening to, and I'm just sitting on the floor, but I just really needed to say this. I have been listening to a lot about manifestation. That's kind of what inspired me to do this whole video, and yeah, inspired me enough to be like, okay, I can actually like manifest these things that I want. And I've spoken about manifestation previously on my channel. I'll put those videos in the link below. They were very basic and very like the beginning of learning of manifestation sort of videos, which is great if you're just starting. But one thing that's like becoming so abundantly clear is that you cannot be dependent on your outside reality, your 3D reality changing I guess you cannot be dependent on the outside reality, on the 3D reality having changed to be manifesting basically. So I'm gonna just mention, I think he's called Nero Knowledge. His videos are super on point for so many things. He's like studied it very deeply, it seems. And there's another YouTuber, I'm blanking on her name, but I'll link her down below as well. Those two YouTubers kind of have totally shaped my views on manifestation. Okay, anyway, so you cannot be dependent on your outside reality having changed to manifest. Manifestations are actually inherently instant, or they can be, because it's about your internal reality shifting for your external reality to shift. So let's say theoretically, my big manifestation that I think a lot about is finding a partner. Okay. So previously, when I found my last partner, I was in a state of like really trying to find a partner, and also in a state of lack, in a sense. In a sense, I felt very like, almost like I would settle for anything. And I did basically settle for anything, which put me in this like very difficult situation. And also in that relationship, I was lying to myself saying that I wanted to stay with this person because I thought that he could change. Well, I was hoping he would change, but I knew ultimately he would never really change. Anyway, I was lying to myself saying that that was okay, and so that I would stay with him, right? So the lies to myself manifested a relationship in which I was lied to. And that's just one minor example of your external being a reflection of your internal. But I did not manifest that relationship from the highest place, if you will. I think it brought up a lot of my subconscious desires that I was not addressing. It was nuts. If I look at it, it was so many things in line with like things I saw growing up. I won't get into the nitty-gritty of that, but it was actually like holding a mirror up to me of the things I needed to heal. That was him. I don't want another relationship like that. So in order to manifest a relationship that would be healthy, you have to be healthy within yourself. A relationship in which you're loved fully, you have to love yourself fully. I didn't love myself fully in that relationship. So I bred a relationship in which I wasn't loved fully. I'm trying to simplify what I'm saying because I've been saying this in so many different ways. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So getting mad at your outer world is like smashing a mirror. Like, let's say you're just so mad that your life is not how you want it to be. And getting mad at the external circumstances is literally like smashing a mirror, because the mirror is just reflecting back to you. The outer world is just a mirror. Really what you need to change is in you. It's within you. You are infinite. You are everything that you're seeking, you have within yourself. And that's really what you have to remember. And another thing Nero talks about is, I'm not trying to pretend he knows everything, but I will say his YouTube channel is an amazing resource. But it's that what you're looking for is not the thing. So I'm not looking for the partner. You're not looking for the job. You're not looking for the money. You're looking for how those things will make you feel. So how will those things make you feel? That's what you need to tap into. So what I want to feel is loved, cared for, supported, cherished. I want to feel connected. All those things I have to feel within myself to truly breed them in a healthy relationship that I want, right? So it might seem like a head game at first, kind of like, well, how can I find that within myself? If you're so used to seeking it externally, which we're programmed to do in our society, is to seek everything externally. It's more and more and more outside of yourself. But that's why very few people are truly happy, because we're all looking for happiness in the things outside of us, when happiness is something you find within you, when happiness is you if you tune into it. So also to have a lack mindset, to say that you're lacking something, is to put you in the energy of lack. And therefore you bring into your life more lack. But it's all an illusion. If you're seeing lack around you, it's an illusion that you don't have all the things because you've created that circumstance inside of yourself. And once you realize that you don't have to feel lack within yourself, that you can find all the abundance within you and you can get yourself out of the illusion that you don't have it, that's when you'll start to see the abundance flow in your life. So yeah, these are the sort of like principles. I don't even know if you would call these principles, but these are the ideas that I'm hearing and that are really resonating with me. So yeah, I think it's like very empowering actually, but it's also very hard for me to look at like the horrible circumstances that I put myself into in my last relationship, and to like take responsibility for that was hard. But I kept choosing them, you know? So in a sense, it's also empowering, is it not? To be like, oh, wait, I'm not a victim of circumstance. Of course, there's karmic things that we're born into, and I'm not gonna be like someone who's born into a horrible situation, they created that. No, 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 no. But when you enter life, you make an agreement to come into the circumstances you're born into. And from those circumstances, you learn to find your own abundance. So there are some people born in some really, or karmically, there are some very difficult things that a lot of people have to endure. I'm not speaking on those things, but I'm speaking on the life around you in your day-to-day and the things that you are really trying to create and manifest in your life. Those you have so much power over. Those are not things that you were born into. They're patterns that you were repeating that maybe you saw in your family. Maybe they're patterns that you were initially introduced to that then became patterns in your adult life. However, you are now able to unlearn those patterns. You are now able to learn how to break those patterns and to create the life that you've always been dreaming of. So that's the, to me, empowering information. And that's what I'm trying to go by. So yeah, I had some deep, dark things to work through. I'm not going to pretend that I didn't. And but bringing those things to light is difficult at first, but so empowering after. I will leave you with this one last quote. Actually, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. But it's not fate. That's what you got to know.